Hey everybody, it's Brian. It's Friday, April 24th, 2026. Today we're going to talk about Cpix, which is Cumberland Pharmaceuticals Inc. And exciting play today. Let's see, let me get out of this. It's, April 24th, 2026. It's another horrendous 80-degree day in Southern California. People tell me all the time, they say, how come you don't take some of that money that you're trading with and go on vacation? And I tell them, I don't need a vacation from the vacation. I'm already on vacation. Listen, my channel is called Pray, Trade, Repeat. If you get up every morning and you pray and you turn your will and your life over to your higher power, I choose to call my higher power God, then every day is a vacation because you give everything to God. He'll take care of everything. Everything. So let's talk about CPIX. CPIX, it's Cumberland Pharmaceuticals Inc. Very exciting. So I'm watching the pre-market movers. I'm watching volume move, and this is yesterday on Thursday. I'm watching all this stuff happen: volume moving, pre-market movers, and you can't just jump on there and just pick any low float banger. You got to do all the research on it and make sure that you're not going to get rugged. So I was up early. I'm doing all the research, and this one wasn't even on my list. All of a sudden, it pops on my list, and I'm like, "What is this thing? Why did it just pop on my list at 6 a.m.?" Well, because they announced a $100 million purchase of assets of like 5 or 6 of their drugs. These are low revenue drugs, but their revenue, the last 4 quarters of earnings for Cumberland Pharmaceuticals, CPIX, were beats. They beat earnings every single quarter, right? They have about $11.3 million in cash with a $3 million cash burn, probably less now, right? You have $100 million purchase of assets. So the way it works is they have until August 20th to complete the contract. And of course, everyone has to vote yes, right? Shareholders, everybody. So the first thing you need to know is that I have weird hair. I'm two-tone Tommy. The first thing you need to know is that 41% of the shares are owned by the CEO. The second thing you need to know is 20% of the shares are owned by institutions. That could be questionable. You got to double check that one. Now, so you got 41% have already voted yes on this transaction for $100 million purchase of assets for these 5 or 6 different drugs, right? So now you have also a lockup until August 20th. So let's call it, so what is that? That's May, June, July. You have a 4-month lockup. You have now a 4-month lockup. 3, 6, 9, 12, 120 days. That's more than a quarter of shares will be locked up or until the transaction completes, right? So, yeah, I'm wearing my motorboat captain shirt. So you have shares that are locked up. You have no ATM, right? So I got to make sure you guys get the ticker, CPIX. You have no at the market. You have no warrant overhang. You have somewhat of a clean chart, and this thing could just blast off, anytime. There is some people that are stuck between 6 and 4 right now, but it's minimal. It's an 8 million share float, and 40% of the shares are owned by the owner, so it's not a lot of shares, right? You have, this is the most exciting part, is she's kind of cute. The best part is this. Yesterday, Thursday, April 23rd, after they made this announcement, a lot of people, of course, they know retail's going to jump in on an announcement like this. 6 a.m., they make this announcement, $100 million cash coming to a company that had $11 million in cash. That's like, I don't know, the stock should instantly re-rate to like $6.57, right? So that's exactly what started to happen, except the shorts showed up. And I'm not just talking the shorts. I'm talking the dark pool, market makers, dark pools, synthetic shares showed up. And they shorted the living shit out of the stock yesterday. And, so I'm taking a position. I'm taking 100 shares, buying another 100 shares. It's starting to go up. It starts to move down after the first 5-minute candle. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. There's no at the market. They just got $100 million announcement. There's no warrant overhang. It's a clean chart. At the time, it was a clean chart. The thing starts dumping. So I can tell, because I did all my homework on this stock, that this is bullshit. I call bullshit. So what did I do? Most people would sell and cut and respect their stop loss. I doubled down. I bought. I doubled down from whatever my entry was, $5.57 to $5 a share. That's where it's at now. I have about 1,400 shares, and it's about a $7,000 position. And I know this thing's about to just go, because you have so before it said you were looking at like 2.3% or 3%. Let's call it 3% short interest, right? Lit short interest, lit exchange, right? Now you have the stock was shorted 300% yesterday, which is like, that's all dark pool activity. So you have, it's showing now today 9% lit exchange, and it's showing, I think it's like 300% dark pool volume or something like that. So now you have a stock that's got it's 300% short after yesterday. That's what was happening all day long yesterday. You have people that are holding, right? Because they know it's a great investment. And you have a stock that's about to make a really big move, and it's going to gap up, and it's going to gap up hard. And when it gaps up, when it starts breaking 4.20, you're going to see the shorts cover, the dark pools cover, the market maker cover. Everyone's going to cover. See, what happened yesterday is what happens a lot when retail piles into a trending ticker. And what that is you have a low float like this stock, Cpix. You have this extremely low float, and then you have millions of people rushing in to buy 100 shares, 200 shares, 1,000 shares. Now, if you do the math, if the float is only 8 million shares and you're the market maker, you don't have enough shares. So what do? You short it with synthetic, non-existent fake shares. You shake out long-time holders that were holding the stock at $1.85, $2, $3, and you scare them away. They sell, they let go of their shares, and then you shake out the rest of retail that jumped in pre-market and right at the beginning of the market. And then you take all those shares once you shake all those people out, and then hopefully, to a certain extent, you return all of the shares that you basically, that are synthetic. So, in a situation like this, we're going to hope that the market maker is not it's not like Citadel or, Virtue Financial that's basically, never ever going to cover, you know what I mean? Because they know the SEC will never ever enforce them, So we'll see. But, what I think is going to happen is these shorts are going to cover soon. As soon as this stock goes up over 4, it's going to shoot back up to where it belongs, around 6.5, 650, 650, 660. And then you're going to see it level out around a little over $5 at some point, right? Before it makes another big move to like 9 or 12. So this is a great setup for a swing trader. It's a great setup for a day trader yesterday. Unfortunately, the market maker didn't have enough shares, so they chose to just do it the illegal way, and just do everything with criminal activity. So that said, you have an amazing setup here. I wish you the best. Good luck with all of it. And follow me. Pray, trade, repeat.